Things to know before visiting Morocco. 1. Plan your itinerary loosely and allow for changes. Research the places in Morocco you'd like to visit, but leave wiggle room for changes along the way, and enjoy the spontaneity that Morocco allows. While it's possible to pre-book tours and activities, it's usually just as easy to reserve them when you arrive in the country. 2. Take public transport, especially in cities. Driving in cities such as Casablanca and Marrakesh is best left to the locals. Getting around Morocco is easy, even without a car. An excellent train network links many cities, including Africa's first high-speed train, Al Barak, between Casablanca and Tangier. A comfortable and reliable bus network connects towns big and small. Book train and bus tickets a day or two in advance to ensure the travel time you'd like. 3. Book professional guides. To get the most out of your trip to Morocco, use a guide who has in-depth expertise and speaks your language. In cities, check with the local tourism office or your accommodations for recommendations for licensed guides in the area. If you're surfing, check ISA's directory of certified instructors. 4. Understand the written and unwritten rules of the road. In Morocco, you drive on the right side of the road, and seatbelts are mandatory, even though some taxis don't have them. Car horns are used often, not in an aggressive way, but as a means of communication. Watch out for people, bicycles, motorcycles, and animals coming from all sides. Avoid driving at night because some vehicles do not have or use their headlights. Take notice of the speed limits and the roundabouts that have stoplight systems. 5. Cash or card. The Moroccan dirham is a closed currency, which means you cannot use or get it outside the country. Morocco's rural areas still operate on a cash economy, but cards are widely accepted in towns and cities. 6. Learn some of the lingo. A mixture of French, Arabic, Amazigh, and English is spoken in Morocco, depending on where you are in the country. Don't expect everyone to speak English. Apps like Google Translate can be useful, but learning some basic Arabic phrases will reward you with feeling more connected and engaged with people you meet. 7. Practice the art of haggling. Haggling is a game and part of the shopping experience in Morocco. Try not to get frustrated. The ideal scenario is that both sides come away feeling like they got a fair price. For big purchases, do your research, have a price in mind, or shop around until you do. Sometimes vendors say to pay what you feel like, so if you don't have a price, ask some questions. How many hours did it take to make? Where did the materials come from, and at what price? 8. Respect the motto of God, King, and Country. These words are etched on hills around the country. Islam is the state religion, and the rules of Islam are applied to personal matters in the same way that state law works in other countries. It is illegal to speak disrespectfully about religion or the king. Non-Muslims are not permitted to enter mosques or cemeteries, except the Hassan II Mosque in Casablanca. 9. Things to know before going to Marrakesh. Marrakesh is the most popular city in Morocco for visitors. So, pre-book entrance tickets to major attractions such as Jardin Majorel and Musée Yves Saint Laurent online, to avoid waiting in line. The Marrakesh Medina comes to life around 5 p.m., but the Pink City is more than just the Medina. Spend time exploring Guelis and step off the main boulevards onto the leafy side streets to discover pretty street cafes, bistro restaurants, and small indie boutiques. 10. Learn how to deal with the hassle. Simply ignore people who offer goods that you do not want. There's no need to be polite to everyone who wants to sell you something. By not reacting, they'll get bored and walk away. In some places, you may receive comments and, at worst, inappropriate behavior. But shouting "police" will send these people away. In Marrakesh, there's also a high chance you will alert the undercover tourist police. 11. The best time to visit Morocco is during spring, mid-March to May, or autumn, September to October. The weather is warm but pleasant, unlike the cold temperatures and snow of winter, or the scorching heat of summer. Things to do in Morocco. 1. Explore Casablanca. It's breathtakingly beautiful, and a place you have to see when in the city. If you're looking for some local pottery or leather goods, pop over to the Quartier Habous, where you'll find lots of treasures to take back home. You'll also find a good few spots in the Old Medina too. 2. See the Medina in Fez. One of the best things about Fez is its thriving cultural scene. It's filled with everything from artists' galleries, history, and amazing crafts. It's a city you really shouldn't miss. When you're there, make sure to visit the Medina. You'll get to see lots of tanneries if you want. 3. Wander through Ait Ben Haddou. Ait Ben Haddou is a UNESCO World Heritage Site that looks like it's carved within the mountain itself. This small little village is known locally as an igrem that was once used as a stopping point for traders through the desert. Although very few people live here now, it's still an incredibly beautiful village to see. Just make sure to arrive early to avoid the crowds and that intense midday sun. 4. See the city of Marrakech. Marrakech needs no introduction. It's probably the most well-known city in all of Morocco. Make sure to explore the markets and souks to find some gorgeous leather goodies. See the beautiful Jardin Majorelle. Visit Ben Youssef Madrasa, El Badi Palace, and wander around Baia Palace. One note of caution about the snake charmers you see in the streets. Often the snakes are captured from the wild, and some even have their mouths sewn shut and fangs pulled out so they can't harm us. 5. See the blue village of Chefchaouen. Around 60 kilometers south of Tangier, and perched within the Rif Mountains, Chefchaouen is an iconic village you won't want to miss. It really is iconic and one of the best things to do in Morocco when exploring the country. The old town is literally awash with blue buildings that make it such a unique place to see. Make sure to visit the Medina. You'll find it a much more relaxing and calm experience compared to the souks of Marrakech. 6. Walk the desert at Mersouga. In the east of Morocco is the tiny little village of Mersouga. Situated a stone's throw from the Algerian borders, it's nestled in the sand dunes that make this a perfect place to explore the Sahara Desert. If you're really lucky, you might even spot a few flamingos too. 7. Explore the capital, Rabat. Perched on the Atlantic Ocean, Rabat is the capital city of Morocco. Make sure to visit the Kasbah des Oudayas, see the Hassan Tower, and explore the Royal Palace. For some tasty food, pop into Dar Zaki, which serves a heartwarming harira soup. 8. Spend a few days in Tangier. At the entry point of the Mediterranean Sea, Tangier faces across to Gibraltar in Spain on the other side of the Gibraltar Strait. Make sure to visit the Medina, see Hercules Cave, and go inside the Tangier Kasbah. 9th. Visit Moulay Idris Zerhoun. Nestled at the bottom of Mount Zerhoun, Moulay Idris Zerhoun is an important village to locals and Moroccan Muslims too. This was the first spot where the Idrisid dynasty came to power and brought Islam to the country. Around the town itself, you'll find loads of hiking and walking routes that are great early in the morning. Inside the town, you'll find quaint little bakeries, olive pressing shops, and plenty of coffee spots. 10. See the gorgeous Ouzoud waterfall. Close to the village of Tanagmeilt, the Ouzoud waterfall is a great little spot to see in the Atlas Mountains. One point to remember, it's not recommended to swim in the falls due to currents and the lack of safety. But you will probably see a few people bathing on the sides or on the boats. That is a must. Things to do if you stay only in Marrakech. 1. Admire the Ben Youssef Madrasa, once the largest Islamic college, with around 900 students at its peak. When you walk your way from the crowded souks into the madrasa, you immediately feel a sense of calm. With mind-blowing traditional Moroccan architecture, this is one of the most Instagrammable places in Marrakech. 2. Get lost in the twisting laneways of the Marrakech Medina. A Medina can be a maze and will definitely confuse you where to go, which makes it one of the most exciting things to do in Marrakech. With thousands of narrow streets and handcrafted stalls that all look the same, you will have a big chance of getting lost. But to be honest, it's really great to feel the vibe and see what's going on in the Medina of Marrakesh. 3. Roam around the Koutoubia Mosque. The Koutoubia Mosque is the largest mosque in the city and is located on walking distance of the Jemaa El Fna town square. It is one of the things you can't miss when walking around Marrakech. You can even use it as a recognition point while strolling through the souks of the Medina. 4. Admire the ruins of El Badi Palace. On the edge of the southern part of the Marrakesh Medina, you will find a palace that took 25 years to build. And if you walk amongst the ruins of the El Badi Palace, you understand why. The size of the palace is unbelievable, and it's hard to believe it can be found inside a city like Marrakech. 5. Hang out in one of Marrakech's restaurants. When it comes to food, Marrakech will most definitely stimulate your senses. Traditional dishes and high-quality fusion restaurants make Marrakech a unique travel destination for foodies. One of those traditional dishes in Morocco is tagine, a dish that is slowly cooked in a clay cooking pot. This signature dish is prepared with veggies, beef, chicken, or lamb, depending on your preference. One thing is for sure, it is packed with lovely herbs and spices, and you can order the dish at almost every corner. Overall, Morocco is a captivating country in North Africa, known for its diverse landscapes from the Sahara Desert to the Atlas Mountains, and its rich cultural heritage. Marrakech, the heart of Morocco, enchants visitors with its vibrant souks, stunning palaces, and the bustling Jemaa El Fna Square. Together, they offer a sensory journey filled with history, flavors, and timeless beauty. Also, check the description below. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe.